Welcome to the show, fueled by alcoholic tendencies and driven by a general hatred for all mankind. It's PubChat.
and a little tinge of desperation.
Yeah. So we're live on the main channel, and we're live on TheShills live as well. And if you're watching on the main channel, you'll be live there for 10 minutes, and then you got to be over on to TheShills live. So we'll get the link. Is the link in the description?
Yes, it is. It is indeed.
So just click it and join now, but there's a redirect at the end of this 10-minute broadcast to make sure you're over here. How's it going, everybody?
There are only 4 people, concurrent viewers over there at the minute. So the scheme is working, it seems.
They're all lining up with our little scheme of marching up and down the tubes.
I couldn't quite figure out how to get Mikado Media's stream key into OBS, but never mind. I couldn't quite get onto his channel. We are streaming on Slavies and Independent in Time, and we're everywhere at the minute. So we're taking over YouTube.
Every computer that PJCNet was able to hack, we're streaming on their channel. So.
We've still only got 10 viewers.
Yeah, we got less on theirs. So. Yeah. Just picture me with way less hair and more beard. And you got, Phil Ittner, Nick.
Oh, I see. I was trying to think who that was. Yeah.
Actually, you're more of a Phil Ittner. You just need a Santa beard. You already got the whole dome thing going on.
Well, yeah. Not in reality. I have a lovely head of hair. Yeah.
Oh God, you wish.
I do. I had to get it cut. I had to cut it the other day using my those manual clipper things. Made a right botched job of it as usual. So
he uses
bits, long bits.
He cuts his hair with that cream that chicks use on their legs, right? He just rubs it on there.
No, I just get them to rub their legs on. That's even better.
Yeah. Because you're small enough, you just act like a stool for your wife for an hour, all polished up. Yeah. Oh man, I wish they would call me and say my glasses are in. I just saw the comment in the live chat there, but like I was complaining just before the show to Dunk. I wish they would call because it's crazy. Oh yeah. I can't wait to be able to see properly. Oh, I can't wait. But
it's like hanging out with a mole.
yeah, kind of, Yeah. I mean, I can touch the screen just if I reach, and I'm 6'1". I got some pretty dangly arms, right? So they're decent away because if they're not that far away, the damn camera's too close, right? But they're big, huge 27-inch screens, and I got another one underneath them to, so there's a 3 thing going on. I can barely read them, man, without like leaning forward and looking all grand. I can't wait. So what's happening? I know shit's about to fly off the handle as it pertains to people having meetings about the invasion of Ukraine and somehow not inviting them to the table. We're not going to go into that right now, but we have a 42 show tomorrow, so we should be able to bring something to that because wow.
Oh, do we have to? Oh.
I might do depending on what Mr. Z says, I might do a little clip reaction intro to his, but I'm really only willing to do it if it's from him. If it's other people, we'll just wait.
It's so frustrating, seeing everybody. I've seen so many videos I've started watching about what's going on and the fight back. There was like, what was his name? Legal. He had like some 30-minute rant.
Is he suing somebody again about it?
Well, he was
be his answer. We're suing. Jump on board. Get in the Discord.
Well, he was talking about that mayor. I can't remember his name. Adams. He's been up to no good, and he's in with Trump and all this kind of stuff. And it was a big, long video about how the legal system is fighting against it and all this. And I just like, I don't want to hear anymore.
I know.
And what I want to see is fighting back. That's what I want to see now, because everybody's like whinging and whining about, how we should fight back, and there's a case here and there's a case there, and I just want bloody pitchforks outside the White House.
I know there has been quite a decent amount of protest going on, and people are and whatnot, but it's not getting the press coverage it should, because right now with this whole thing with the AP News, they're barred for good now, right? I think news coverage is getting a little bit scared of the White House.
Well, you say that, but I think press coverage tend to downplay any demonstration. It doesn't matter what it's for. They tend not to bring it on the news. You see it over here in the UK, and people say, "Oh, why aren't they?" Especially if they go to a demonstration, why isn't it on the news? And if you look at it, they don't actually put anybody's demonstrations up.
But, well, okay, there was a time, because I would counter with, the Vietnam War. Those protests made the news. But yeah, maybe you're right, because unless it's the day and age of social media, because I don't watch terrestrial television, so I don't see that. But I do go to some of the terrestrial television sites for news. And so I guess it depends on, like, if you're very much a TikToker and you might not get enough coverage there. I guess there's a good chance for that. That sucks too, because right now it's needed so bad. Americans have to, like, I saw a thing recently. It was from Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn was known as a car place, but it turns out that there's quite a Palestinian contingent of people that live there. Now, they very much voted against the Democrats, period, and just voted Republican because they were showing their displeasure at Biden's response to Israel, Palestine, Hamas, and whatnot. Now, first off, I got to say, that's a dumb way to vote. You do not vote to punish the last 4 years. You vote for what's coming in the next 4 years. That's not how the process even works.
No.
Right? But number two, Trump did a great job of campaigning in that area and won them over, and is already selling them down the river, and they're not happy about it at all. Right? But, don't vote in vengeful means. That is never going to achieve anything, right? They voted against Kamala Harris because of Joe Biden's administration, but she's her own person. That was not a smart. I don't mean to say that those people living in Dearborn, Michigan aren't smart people, but that's not how you should have used your vote. You should have listened to the candidates, not just gone screw them.
Yeah, but like I said before, I don't think a lot of the people who voted weren't even listening. They weren't taking any notice to what was going on. Just like vote for the same color that they've always voted for.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that some people voted Trump expecting real results, because he kept saying, "I'll get the groceries down. I could end the war on day one."
Yeah, everything was on day one. I'm going to bring your grocery prices down. On day one, I'm going to end the Ukraine war. On day one, I'm going to be a dictator for the day. Ignore that bit for a bit.
Yeah, well, funny thing is just a couple of days ago on his True Social, he was tweeting, whatever it's called over there, shitting. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was putting out how inflation's going up, and that's the fault of the Biden administration. He had it in capital letters and everything, because, he's a raving child. But
yeah,
it's your tariff threats, asshole. I love how he blames Biden, and Biden's probably sitting in bed with a cozy pair of slippers going, "What? I didn't do anything."
Yeah, well, he's done that for everything. It's always like it's Biden's fault, it's Obama's fault. Even when it's he's even claimed some of his choices he made in his previous administration when they turned out wrong.
Trade with us, with Canadians. He was like, "This is a lousy deal. Whoever signed this deal, that's a horrible deal."
Yeah,
Donald, it was you flatulent fuck.
Must be Biden's fault.
Yeah.
Even though it was signed before he became a president.
Oh, he went back and started blaming Obama as well because, Obama, he's a black
Lincoln.
man, he's a DEI hire, right?
Yeah,
So
George Washington.
Oh yeah.
all those guys.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We've got our time. So, if you're watching us on the main channel at TheShills, the channel we always do things on, in the description, click the link to come over to TheShills Live, where PubChat and the other hangouts are going to be. The main Ukraine show and other hard-hitting, interviewing news stuff and whatnot will still be on that main channel. It's just this more Slack hangout stuff is now on at TheShills Live.
Thanks very much.
I didn't say that. You don't even wear pants. Look at your little robe thingy. All
right, I'm going to end the stream. So all 12 of you who are sitting watching it, watch out for the redirect coming now. Goodbye. See you in a minute.
See you in a minute. No, Putin's cat, stay where you are. You're in the live chat for at TheShills Live because I can see you. Right?
Is he getting confused again? Oh, am I in the wrong show?
Yeah, you put the name Putin on somebody and they have no idea what's going on, even if it's a kitty cat, right? No. Stay where you are there, kitty. But I don't want to just beat the drum with that guy, right?
I like to beat something with him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about Trump, not Putin's cat.
No, yeah, of course. What was the last 42 we did? Weren't we beating somebody with their own leg or something? If we could just get that limb, right? We could use that. God. What was that story? I can't even remember now.
I can't remember. There was a funny thing I heard that there was like the 50 years of NSL did a special. And the Magarites are absolutely furious.
Why?
Because they're the ones that have been moaning about comedy's all woke and everything like that, and comedy is being destroyed because you can't say anything without it being
there's cancelled. So Saturday Night Live making fun of Republicans over the years. It's not funny. Is this the deal?
Yeah. Well, what's happened is Tom Hanks came on with a MAGA hat. Playing, a real like dumb southerner. What was that on the? What was Jeopardy? They did the Jeopardy thing.
Oh, okay.
It was like Black Jeopardy or something, and the black guy goes over to shake Tom Hanks's hand, and he's going, no, stay. I'm not going to do it. Not going to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they're all pissed off because they're making fun of MAGA people. And it's like, oh dear, you little snowflakes. Now comedy is against you.
Yeah, Trump calls him crooked old Biden every time he says his name, but making fun of a MAGA is bad. It's free speech as long as you agree with me.
Yeah, that is funny. Oh,
Emperor Chin, he had a name for that. It's called legalism. Look it up. Wow, man. Hey, you know what? There's another reference in that exact thing I did there, because Trump is always trying to build his wall, and Emperor Chin kind of beat him to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, how long has that wall been there? It's and not a single Mexican has crossed it yet.
Yeah. Quite a few Mongols, but I think some of them hollow it out and usually just live in it, right?
Yeah. Or just steal the bricks, don't they? Build a house out of it.
That would be a great little Monty Python sketch, and then the Chinese guys have to run down the wall to try to catch them, and they run away with the bricks and make their
I can't remember where it is. I'm pretty sure I'm not just like making this shit up or dreaming it, but I'm sure there is a town in China practically completely built by stealing bricks from the wall. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, it's happened in Egypt as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's how they built the Vatican in Rome, by stealing all the marble off the Colosseum.
Yeah, and Spain's churches are all gilded by, blood and guts of Central and South America, and they're cold. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you guys hear the whole story? So, I don't have the link up, but it happened again. A guy in the Brazilian rainforest that has never seen modern civilization popped out of the rainforest and was like, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, an untouched tribesman who has no idea that life has moved on from like fire and spears and,
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he blame Biden?
He did, but we're still working on the translation, right? But no, imagine this guy. I mean, did he ever see an airplane go overhead? What bird did he think that was? I mean, can you imagine?
The iron birds.
Imagine like peoples like that are usually known for like at least paying attention to the night sky, and then they see some like Starlink satellites go over.
God.
Did they just kill their leader and then elect a new one? Like what have we done to this tribe just because we're spacefaring people, right? But crazy to think, what's his name? Andrew Marr, British broadcasting sort of person.
Oh, yeah.
He did a series of shows, I don't know, about 15 years ago now or something. Andrew Marr's History of the World.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah. And it was an amazing set of shows. But it starts off with a member of the Iowa tribe discovering a construction site. And then he, brings the whole story of humanity around, right? It was a really good set of shows. I got it in Plex. I love it. I get drunk on good whiskey and watch that one.
What, in Canada?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's called imported.
From Scotland. Not from America, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
Not anymore.
I remember like my dad had whiskey and then there was Scotch whiskey. And the Scotch whiskey was always separate in a different thing. And I knew when I was younger, I could steal some of the whiskey and it wouldn't be a big deal. He would just let me get away with it. But if I touched the Scotch, right? So it wasn't until I was a little bit older when I finally decided, hey, I'll try that. So I said to the guy, hey, I'll try a Scotch. He said, well, how do you want it served? And I was like, I usually just drink like a whiskey or something. He was like, oh, this is a little bit different. So, ice, you want it opened with a little water or whatever. And I went just on an ice cube, right? And as soon as I had a sip, I was like, oh, this is why people have a cigar with it in the movies. Now I get it. Right?
No, don't be silly. Cigars go with brandy.
Yeah, oh, well, even, you know what I mean, though, right? Like, light something up, right? Oh, yeah, that whole barrel thing and whatnot. I was like, oh, I like this very much. I still like if I was still gonna go to like a nightclub, which I don't anymore, but if I was gonna, I'd still drink like shitty North American whiskey with Coke or whatever and just have a couple of them, right? I know. I wouldn't go to like a North American nightclub and try to get like good Scotch,
You get the ones that that spills out and starts steaming the bar, the acid.
Yeah. You go up to the bar. Can I have Lafargue on ice? Oh, he's in the bathroom snorting cocaine, but he'll be out in a minute.
How did you say that again?
Lafargue.
Lafargue.
Yeah. I'm not a French Canadian. So.
Lafargue. Yeah. That's
well,
that's close enough.
It works. You knew what I was talking about.
I don't like Lafargue too much. It's too peaty for me. I like a space side myself.
I kind of like it, but I wouldn't want to go into. I quite often just find myself enjoying good scotch, no matter really where it comes.
Yeah. Well, there is that, especially if it's free.
Yeah.
Unlike those people that ran up what was how much did they pay for all those whiskeys at New Year's?
$100,000
$150,000 or something.
Yeah, and one night of whiskey drinking.
I'm sure it was more than that. It was like 350, I think. Something stupid amount.
I remember I compared it to the new Ferrari 296 in value. I think it was like 300,000 euro or something, right? It's like, 2.5 million Canadian pesos. I've got to do a thing coming up here, everybody. So give me a hand with thoughts. I gotta wrong side. It's that whole mirrored thing. I gotta replace the flag with something else and rotate my background a little bit. And I don't know what to do. I can put a couple of shells. No, I'm not doing that.
You can put little bits of tape over the nudie bits.
Well, why would I do that? But I could. Somebody in the chat there, grunge thing, green screen it. I have a huge chunk of really nice green screen stuff that I could just hang in the back. I could still leave the fridge, get rid of this dumb thing, leave the globe, leave the fish tank, and then have a green screen background. That'd be easy to do. But
it's a pain in the ass, though.
I'd have to spend like $250 or something in lights or whatever, because I got to light it behind me and in front of me better to do a green screen, right?
Yeah, to get a decent key.
Yeah.
And even then, you'll be doing it live in OBS and stuff like that. It's never really that good.
But you don't have to key it perfectly anymore, because if you just put a green screen back there and eliminate shadows, those new background removal things can do a vicious job on it when you make it simple for them, right? And there's an API on our new Macs, and there's a plugin for OBS that does it. Like, I could do background removal for each one of our guests live on the show if I wanted to. My computer's not working that hard. I have enough horsepower. Put in a naked Austin Powers. But the thing is if I put just a flat big green screen, I get a little bit more reflection of audio. So if I put a green screen, but then put a couple of shelves in front of it with a few things, it really helps. And then I can still have a different background. There's just a few things in front of it, right? So I might, that's an idea. I don't know. A PJ in the chat, a U.S. flag with a 51st state star.
No, replace all the stars with little maple leaves.
Yeah. Lynette in the chat says, don't replace the flag, put in a smaller one, but leave it. Well, what I could do is just put a few shelves in front of this one, right? And then that way I can put things up, but still have the flag, and you could obviously still see it's a Canadian flag, right?
But you just got rid of the shelves. You had shelves there. You just got rid of them.
Yeah, but it's so red with the flag and the stove, or the fridge, I mean, a stove, and the open sign and everything, right?
The kitchen sink, the bath, the shower.
But it's so red that it is limiting, And it's just a bit red, especially now when that thing goes red. Okay, now it's not anymore. But well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, good Nazi flag up there. Yeah, bit of contrast. Oh no, it's red. That's no good.
Oh gosh, I tried watching. Speaking of which, I tried watching the movie Iron Sky again.
Oh right.
And I got to the point where the children were doing the whole Elon Musk salute, and I was just like, okay, I can't. I got to be in the right mood for this. No.
It's just a very stupid film.
Yeah, that's accurate assessment.
I mean, it's a decent enough film. I mean, it did really well. It was like, it came out, it's like everyone's going, what the fuck is this? And it became a cult classic, So yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
I've tried a couple times, you know.
Mm.
I do I do have a somewhat aversion to Nazi things right now, right? So
Well, I don't think it was promoting Nazism.
no, of course. And I'm sure that there's you know, that whole America, fuck yeah, in the end winning and everything, right? You know,
Well, of course, it'll have to be.
yeah.
Although they did end up having a sequel, so they didn't get rid of them that easily.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Wow. Somebody put up another $250,000 to make a second one.
25 quid.
Yeah. No, the first one, it looked like they must have had at least like, you know, $1 million budget or something. It wasn't load budget, right? You know?
Yeah, what was the next one? I think the next one there was like inside the earth, you know, in the inner earth.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was
dinosaurs.
I was expecting, you know, Iron Sky, don't forget the Martian contingent or something, right?
No, it was quite funny because I think you had like Nazis riding T-Rex dinosaurs and stuff.
Of course they were.
And if they didn't, that idea is mine.
Yeah. Oh, we do have a little fundraising thing going on as well for the Ukraine mission on YouTube, Britain, Ukraine on Bluesky. They're a little bit less than mobile and a little bit more on foot now than they want to be. So there's a need for some extra armor to make sure that people, you know, are alive each week and maybe can even join the show coming up and stuff. But it is a pretty dire situation. I'm pretty sure that, Annette's already on it there. But yeah, the team's got links for you. Anything that comes our way through direct donations, just mark it for the Boom Boom Fund. And that's Brit right now. Yeah, it's, I mean, Jesus Christ, right? He's got a 20K walk to get up to the next front position. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, that's quite a stroll.
Yeah. And all of the front-liney type places, well, the majority of them are, it's not like hilly and cover, and there's some seriously scary open terrain. I can't imagine, you know, looking at it and going, I gotta cross that. I can't imagine.
Yeah, and of course it's a front line, so the whole place is decimated. So it's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a no man's land sort of thing.
And I can only imagine the morale right now with what percentage of the Ukrainian forces where you've got Trump trying to say, well, you know, unless you kind of sign over one of the key wealths you have for the next few hundred years of your country, I'm not sure I even want to bother. And, you know, I want double what we've sent you. And holy shit, man.
Yeah, but don't forget what they haven't, they didn't send them. They didn't send them anything. They sent them all the shit that was in the military excess. You know, all the old equipment they needed to get rid of. They sent them arms and shit, which was paid by the US government, but actually paying the US military machine.
That's right. There was
it all went to US. It all went to US contractors.
Yep.
And the amount of money spent, actually, most of it actually stayed in America.
Well, and here's the thing: like Commander McMillan would jump in right now and tell you, and I know he would say this. For every so many pieces of surplus armament and military equipment and stuff that was sent to Ukraine, a military contractor is now gearing up to make sure that more will be produced as it cycles through, right? So there was huge amounts of jobs and whatnot that came from that spending. This was not just handing over $200 billion and going, well, there you go. Let me know if you need more. And Trump plays it that way just because the masses that voted for him are still stupid enough to suck that shit up.
Well, that's the thing. If you just gave Ukraine or Zelensky or whoever $200 billion, there you go. What the fuck are they going to do? Go to Amazon.com and order the arms and equipment?
Yeah, attack them. Yeah, where do you find them? Best Buy, right?
Oh shit, we found Temu. Oh no, that's not good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's not how it works. They're not buying
so
arms.
Stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but like you
I
say,
really wanted to talk about
them.
this week on Ukraine Update, but we had a couple of days where my son was really not feeling the best, and it's very much family time when that goes down, so it didn't happen.
It can't be helped.
Yeah, which sucks because it was, Slavi had some stuff she really wanted to discuss. And I know if we could have gone on Saturday, we had Mercado Media was coming on, Andrew and a couple other people from the Car for Ukraine group. Would have been a great show. But we are in the background regrouping with all those people, and so it will happen. But I do have a little something I can tell you. This Saturday coming up, on Ukraine Update, I'll be posting the event Wednesday, but we got Georgie's from Ukraine Matters coming in to join us. So yeah, that'll be a really cool show. We haven't had him on in a while, and when I got a hold of him, he was like, "Fuck yeah, all right," and so I'm looking forward to it. I like that guy a lot. He's fun.
Yeah, be good. We need someone to get in and, sweep up and tidy up a little bit. It's getting a bit messy around there.
Yeah. And then hopefully the week after, Dunk and I, and, maybe Nick, I'm not sure if he'll be able to join, but we'll have him for In the Pub With, where we just hang out and talk about, like we're doing now, life, the universe, and everything in it. Who cares, right? Because I like Georgie as a person, as a Ukraine communicator and whatnot. And on the show, on the Ukraine Update show on TheShills, because we got like 6-7 people on the show usually or whatever, I don't get enough time to get into what makes him tick, and I don't want to do it as a totally, point by point interview, just because I'd rather just have a couple of questions to ask him and let his answers dictate where we go. That's more my thing, right?
Yeah, it's like take your Ukraine hat off, and now just talk. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
What's your favorite dinner?
If you were a bum doctor, whose bum would your thumb go in? Right?
A bum doctor.
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be a question we ask people now. Right? Yeah. So if you were a bum doctor, whose bum would your thumb be in?
I don't know. I think I'd be into the repairing of bums after serious abuse rather than
Yeah, and going forward as well on the main channel. Oh, we should have said this while we were still live on that channel.
Oops.
But Annette will still be doing her more in-depth style interview show with people as well.
So, I heard she's got Elton John coming on the next show.
Well, only if Felix will allow it, because I think he's waiting for him to show up and hang out. And my son is hooked on Elton John right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because of those damn gnome movies. He loves Elton John right now.
Oh, Elton John is a little bit of a gnome anyway, isn't he?
Kind of, like that song, Don't Go Breaking My Heart with, what's her name?
Yeah.
Listen to that song, but don't watch the video. And you'll get really confused on who's singing at times, right? Their voices have that certain tonality where they're in the right range, and they use their voice in sort of the same way mechanically, and it can be like, wait a minute, what? Oh, okay, right? Because it's first person, it's third person, it's but he loves that tune, man. He loves that.
So
tune.
What you're claiming, it was Elton John with a voice changer.
Yeah. See, Super Chat Matt, of course, has got it. Kiki D with Elton John. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play that a lot around here. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a
don't go
setup.
breaking my heart, Dick.
Yeah. We've got a setup so we can play it from the master Plex downstairs, and it plays through the house and everything. Oh, it's great. Oh yeah.
You're a fucking idiot. I gave it to you on a silver platter. I said, "Don't go breaking my heart, Dick."
Oh, I wasn't. Yeah.
And you're supposed to go. I wouldn't if I tried.
Yeah, I actually.
No, I couldn't if I tried. Oh, I'll get it right.
Yeah. Well, your wife pays me per episode to try, so
I'll not break my heart. You just break my spirit.
Yeah. Will to live.
Actually, it's not you; it's the rest of the world that does it. You're the only bright light in this fucking world.
That's why I introed the show as I did today. Right? It's pretty rough out there these days. The more I read, like, what's going on with this trade and all this and yada yada and blah blah blah, and you've got some country like I do like how some in the EU are gearing up to do the screw you, we're going to step in and do security for Ukraine.
Yes. Starmer has actually said that they are talking about sending British troops in,
and
as a piece, as part of the peacekeeping. Corps.
Our wilted flower that's about to step down there, Justin Trudeau, I hope he commits so that the next administration has a hard time backing out of it unless that Polive bitch on the hard right wins, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know about Trudeau, but definitely it seems to be that Europe, they had an emergency meeting the other day. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, Mr. France there called it. I love that guy, man.
Yeah. Just stop going on about the French. You hate the French. Well, you hate Canadian French.
That's different. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
No, but they've all sort of come together and say, look, we got to regroup here because Trump is fucking everything up, and we got to think about Europe. Even if we have to stand alone. I mean, there's still these kind of like these Trump thoughts that are still floating out there about him about the US leaving NATO.
I know.
I'd be a fucking disaster.
Now look at this.
Not just in fact, for Europe, it'd be a disaster for Europe, but a disaster for fucking America as well. And that's what I just don't understand.
I know. And look at the EU again. Look at the EU. Now, if Trump pulls this whole isolationist thing as far as he says he's going to do it, the EU starts going, okay, we're going to start really being friendly to Canada, Mexico, yada, yada, blah, blah. More ties start getting ingrained. The EU becomes even more of a world thing. That would actually be bad 20 years from now for America in so many different ways. It's not funny. It really would be. Like, America does quite a bit of importing of things that it absolutely needs. And if even just Mexico and Canada had other partners, so we don't rely on America at all, their whole tariff game starts to fall apart, but their economy is right. There is some power to be had there, but only through true unity. Right?
I wish
somebody just put their thumb in your bum. That was,
No, I just had this. I do this thing sometimes where I think about what Trump's future plans are, and they're not good for the rest of the world, but it can be good for him. And I just when I was talking about
only
that,
good for the rich though.
When I was talking about them leaving NATO, it suddenly flashed before me why it would be great for America, because with NATO support, they would be helping protect Europe, at the cost of the Americans. If they pull out of NATO, we go back to a situation like we had in World War II, where America was not involved in the politics and the war in Europe. So if a war does break out in Europe and the Russians invade and they decimate, Europe and Britain, and we're all penniless now because we've been on the war footing for years. Oh, America sweeps in with all the loans. Which Britain has only just recently paid off World War II's loans to America. So that makes them powerful again.
Yeah.
You got to think. If you think like Trump, you can come up with these devious notions that why his shittiness will work for them. It doesn't work for the rest of the world, but he doesn't give a shit about the rest of the world. All he's looking at is, how rich can he be? How getting all the like you talk about the minerals and shit in Ukraine. How can he get his hands on those without paying a penny? This is.
Yeah. Okay, so
I hate you.
Yeah. No, but I mean, this is all. There's so many permutations to this story. Here, Grunge Thing says in the chat, "Fuck America." Okay, I agree with that, but I don't say fuck Americans because I got a lot of American friends, and I know a lot of Americans that didn't vote for this, right? And then Grunge says, well, 13 million stayed home when it counted. I've got to think that there was more than 13 million that didn't vote. But even more than that, there was a whole bunch of people that didn't educate and voted wrong. And even a bunch of them are backpedaling now. So,
yeah.
How I want to leave it is, yes, I agree with fuck America right now, but I don't agree with fuck Americans because a whole whack of Americans are about to learn a hard lesson in education as it pertains to voting. And I think
we got to put the single finger. It's fuck Trump.
Yeah.
Sorry,
right.
Carry on.
No, but you're right. But I do believe that this is going to be the wake-up call that everybody needed about getting your information on social media and so on. When this really starts to hurt the people that voted for him, you watch the flip around. And there's no way that flip around isn't going to happen because so many people that voted for Trump are about to lose some of their Medicare and their pensions and blah, blah. It's crazy. I don't know if you all seen the proper explanation, but they're trying to raise pension age from 65 to 69. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get a pension before 69. It just means that if you file early, and most people already do at 65, you get a lesser percentage. And because of that, raising the age to 69 makes it so that the government pays out huge amounts of money in the negative, less than they would have. That's the actual truth of it. Right? There's so many scams to this. And so many people that voted for him are going to feel it. You wait and see what happens coming up. It's still so early. And people like you and I, Dunk, and many in our live chat and stuff can see the evil that's coming. We already know because we could see it coming. This is like Mein Kampf fucking 2.0.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, but you're forgetting a very, very important thing. The people who were like following social media and stuff and followed it wrong and listened to Trump, they're still going to be following, the social media, and they're going to be hearing it from, a one-point perspective.
Yes, they will. But
and they will be blaming anything else but Trump.
No, but here's the thing. 2 years in, Trump can't blame crooked Biden anymore. No one will buy that because everybody knows that's bullshit. Even the dumbest of the followers know that there's no way, right? There is a cutoff point. These aren't flat earthers or, you know what I mean? It's not that bad. Once they affects them on a real level and they go, wait a minute, I was promised this and that. These tough fucking rednecky types and whatnot, they've been able to beat their horn all through Biden and into Trump because they haven't been proved wrong yet. Wait till it actually happens. I don't believe
Yeah,
that they're that stupid. When somebody is losing their house because of A, B, and C that fell down through Trump's modern day trickle down economics and whatnot, you wait. I
yeah,
have faith in humanity at that basic level of your instinct of survival kicks in.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that'll happen. Because there's a very important thing, because when Trump was during the election, and the possibility of him winning was there. I sat down to my wife, says, don't worry, because the government, the actual government who runs things, they'll have guardrails in place, so he won't be able to do all these crazy things. What did he do? He got rid of the federal government.
Yeah,
and just.
What?
I had no. Oh wait, no. Let me finish. I had no idea he was going to be able to do that, and he has.
Yeah, he shouldn't be able to, but he has. But here's
Yeah.
the thing: cutting all of these people out of the government, all of these more poorer, especially rednecky types and stuff, have been saying for a long time that they wouldn't have to pay that much tax if there wasn't so much damn fluff in the government. This is something that Canadians say as well. That is an easy game to sell. And right now,
well,
especially the right-leaning folk, they don't want healthcare anyway because they've been conditioned that it's bad, right? That's socialism. But
well, they have saved like $600 trillion
but
by
none of it
sending condoms to Gaza.
Yeah, but none of it will trickle to these people the way they think it's going to. It's just going to, any of this will go to the national debt, so the government doesn't have to pay. This is not going to those people. We just have to give it time so that they finally realize it. Like, this is already affecting farms, and this is affecting the rural population that very much voted for him. It's already starting. Just wait until it has a real effect. Wait until farmers start showing up saying they're about to have to go bankrupt, and you wait until all of this stuff starts a bit more. And never mind the price of eggs going up, pissing people off. You wait until their neighbors are out of work and shit. Those rural folk are going to go savage.
Yeah, but by which time it's going to be too late. In 2 years' time,
it is too late. But
don't forget, he said that if you vote for me now, you'll never have to vote again.
I am not saying that they can do something about it. My premise from the beginning was that this is a wake-up call to those people.
They're going to feel it.
That they have been by their party of choice.
Yeah.
Right? I believe that this is going to hurt. So here.
Yeah, it already is. Like you said, it already is.
Now, I've got Slick666 in the chat there. Sent in a direct donation. Okay, now I'm playing the applause, but hold on here. It is a big one. This is $170 direct donation for tonight's Boom Boom Fund for Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that goes directly into the pot for Brit in Ukraine at the Ukraine mission on YouTube. So
that's a big one.
Huge shout, Slicks. Here, let's get the hearts up. Does Apple? Yeah, I can do it today. All right, big shout indeed. All right.
Yeah, well done, Slicks. Well done.
Yeah. We the mod team was in the background confirming the name to shout out because I knew it was somebody's PayPal gives me personal information and I knew better. I had to wait. I know that name, right? Yeah. Awesome. So let's see here. I'm gonna do what is today? You know what? I can't read the date. Is today what? The 17th?
It is for you, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we got Google AdSense coming in very soon as well. And I'll redirect what I can from the Boom Boom Fund over to Brit as well. I don't know what it would be. It's really hard to work that shit out. We literally have to look through and go, this super chat was in this much and it said Ukraine, so we have to do the currency conversion. Oh my God. Is anybody corporate level at building spreadsheets? Because holy fuck, man.
I did try a while back. I did try to do like a spreadsheet sort of thing that looked at all the, all super chats that come in. And of course, it's not even categorizing them. It's just super chats.
I know.
And then the currencies, because they all come in different currencies, and they don't give you the dollar amount. They give you whatever currency that is. So then you have to make a conversion. But then that conversion is also going to be weak because it wasn't on the day. It's just like, oh, for God's sake, can't you just set in Google, just set it to like give it to us in dollars or Canadian dollars or whatever.
There's a CSV file or whatever you can download, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to set up your own thing for it. I know, like Heather in the chat there, she's good at this. But you've got to have it so it converts currencies, this and that, blah, blah, pays attention to date. It has to pay attention to the cycle of Google AdSense for payouts so that you truly know, oh, this money was donated, so it came on this payment cycle, and it's fucking obscene, right? But we do have to get that nailed down because I'm so sick of spending like 4 hours trying to figure it out once a month.
Yeah.
Holy.
Well, one day, if the show ever gets big enough, we'll have some kind of accountant and we'll get him to do it.
Yeah.
Is a massive PDF of just shit. You go sort it out.
Yeah. Somebody that just wants their pee tickled once a month for the job. And then, we'll get one of those OnlyFans girls we always tease on 42 show for fucking dolphins or whatever to go and do it. I'm sure it only cost about $30.
They're always too busy in Nick Suter's chat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, trying to get to Isandering, the one that drives around everywhere.
He's got a child in every city.
That reminds me of that song, Hot Child in the City, running wild and looking pretty. That's almost creepy when you think about it now.
Most songs are once you start thinking about them, especially old songs.
Yeah. There's too many songs about 17-year-olds from like the early and mid 80s, man. That's now that my son is like 17 going on 18, it's really creepy.
Yeah, I know, but they're not 17 anymore. They're all MILFs now.
I know the person in the song is trying to sing from the point of view of like maybe an 18 or a 19-year-old, but they're usually like a 35-year-old that wrote the song, right?
Well, no, they wrote it when they were 18. It took them that many years to become famous.
I'll give you that.
Or if it's like Rolling Stones, they sang it when they were 18, but now they're all in their 90s. Yeah. They're still singing the same song.
You're not wrong there. Yeah.
Hey, we got a donation in.
Yeah. Kevin and Sandy in with $10 American through Kofi there. Stay safe, Britt. Love it. Awesome. I might have like $20 kicking around in the PayPal left over from the last round. So that's 10 US. So that's got to be about, $370 Canadian. So, but we might be able to send like $200 Canadian to Brit by the end of the show already. Slicks took care of that in a big way. But yeah, Kevin and Sandy, awesome. Thank you. Very cool.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go around some hotels, collect up some Gideon Bibles and send them some Bibles, because there's always the Bibles always catch the bullet, isn't it? You notice that? That's what they should make armor out of.
Yeah. Or what was it in Lost? They had statues of the Virgin Mary filled with heroin. Ever watched the TV show Lost?
Well, I did, but then I stopped because I was lost.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember that. But
it was worth watching. It was good.
Yeah, no, I was watching it. That's what I'm saying. I was watching it, and then I'm just going, "Oh, I can't be bothered with this anymore." I burned out on Lost.
Oh, I loved it. I actually watched it a second time, like 6 months ago or something,
You
4 months
crazy
ago or whatever. And,
fuck.
well, I left it long enough that I hadn't seen it, and so much of it was like fresh, and I didn't quite remember, and it was great. Oh yeah,
You should, are you into The Walking Dead?
I
I'm not-
watched. Hold on,
Yeah.
I watched The Walking Dead when it first came out, up until the season where they were teasing Negan. You know, what's his name? The bad guy.
No idea.
Dead people will know what I'm talking about, right? And then we finally got to the episode where he was on it, and it took so long to get to the damn point where he killed off Glenn, a very popular character, and somebody else. And at that point, I was like, seriously, there's almost nothing in this episode because you're just dragging it out for that one big reveal. It was like, who shot JR? Anybody remember that? You know,
because that was the
and I
point
got so annoyed with it. That's when I dropped it right there.
That was the point I was making, because if you into The Walking Dead, my God, how much airtime of that is there? There's just like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
I think they do like The Walking Dead 24/7 live channel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Thanks, Mike71. And PJ's like, yeah, I remember who shot JR, and I hated Dallas. I didn't watch Dallas either, but I knew who shot JR, that whole thing, right? Oh, yeah.
It was Sue Ellen, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea. I couldn't even answer that question right now. I recently watched the series CNN, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. It was a really great series. And the episode where they talk about who shot JR, they gloss over who it was actually that did it, because they assume everybody knows, and they just talk about the impact, how that moment was so important. Yeah.
No spoilers from the 80s.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it by now, yeah, I mean, seriously, is anybody going, oh, who shot JR? Oh, I'm going to start watching Dallas now from day one.
Yeah. And you know what?
Episode 1.
When it comes to like sitcom television, they used MASH as the greatest end to a television show. Now, I'll agree with that as it pertains to viewers, but
yes,
the true greatest end to a TV show was
Firefly.
No, it was Newhart. Bob Newhart's second show, when he had the inn in Vermont.
Yeah, I wouldn't know much about that. What happened?
At the very end of the episode, he woke up with his wife from the first show he had in the 70s when he was a psychiatrist. And he was like, wow, I just had the weirdest dream. I was an innkeeper in Vermont, and his wife from the previous show leans up in bed with him, and she's like, go back to bed, honey. You're just dreaming. And the whole audience flipped out, man. It was the best audience reaction to the end of a show I've ever seen. That was the best. Oh, yeah. He pulled one that nobody saw coming. You know, the end of Cheers, everybody knew it would just be, oh, we're sad, the show's over.
I can't remember that one. Can't remember. Like Friends had a big one. Big Bang Theory had a big one. Can't remember what there was. Was it The Marriage? I can't remember.
The best thing about the Big Bang Theory was the end card at the end where the dude would write. That was the best part of that show. I watched about 4 seasons of that, and I was like, it's just the same thing over and over again, but with slight character arcs in the background. And it just got to the point I couldn't finish it. I kept feeling sorry for the guy who was the daughter's boyfriend from Roseanne, because he's so desperately trying to be the big shot of the show, and he's just not. You know, Sheldon took that over.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the old TV show WKRP in Cincinnati. That show was supposed to be about the program director, Andy Travis. That was his big launch to TV stardom. And it ended up being about the dim-witted general manager and the stoner DJ half the time, right? I like that one a lot. Oh, we got another one in. Lord, Thunder, and Jesus, folks. Holy shit. Really? Hey, wait a minute. We have a lot of these alerts and stuff. I think I've missed a couple or something. Okay, hold on here. Lindsay Rogers in the chat. Huge thanks here. Let's hit some extra buttons, shall we? She donated a cool $85 direct for the Brit campaign. Oh, yeah. Hearts all around. Let's hit the horn, too. Oh, yeah. Huge thanks, Lindsay. That's amazing. Now there's, let's see. It says that I'm supposed to be able to see some stuff on this Ko-fi place. Let's see. How do I do this?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Okay. There we go. All right. I got that. It's trying to tell me I got like 5 new alerts, and I don't know what it's talking about. It's Kevin and Sandy. Okay.
Yeah, you got that one.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Kevin and Sandy. I don't know. Okay. I think PayPal just shit the bed is what's going on here. Oh, I see. We've got Ronnie Vranken in the chat as well with a direct one in here. $15 direct. Can we get Britt some gear here, people? And then he says, greetings from Flanders Fields. Oh, powerful little message in there. Hey, thanks, man. Awesome. So, I think I'm caught up. If you're screaming in the background there going, motherfucker, you haven't read my shit out, tag me in the live chat because I get the little orange block and I will see it. I'm trying my best here. Hey, thanks, everybody. You know, the kitty is building fast tonight. This is very cool. I think Britt's going to wake up happy. I'm sure his ass is asleep right now because, I mean, it's 2:30 a.m. for him, right? And I wouldn't want to bring him on the show just to say thanks to everybody and stuff because that's quite the position to put somebody in. I'm sure he'll make a thing on his channel in his own time.
Yeah, you don't want to stick a camera on him while he's lying in his cot.
Yeah.
Waking up.
Exactly. Yeah, I got $265 Canadian to put in his fund already tonight, everybody. Well done. Wow. That's cool. What an amazing group of viewers we get around here. What the hell? We have 66 people watching live on our new, not even monetized channel. And we could maybe hit $300 by the end of the night for them. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I figure. Net says he's sleeping and not opening messages. I figured as much.
No, he's just got you blocked.
Yeah. I doubt that.
Leave me alone.
So what else is going on here? It's an hour and 5 in. Oh, we got some time. Yeah, we're only an hour in. Right on. Oh, there was a movie just released that I think people give a shit about if you're into like action or sci-fi or something. What was it?
No way. Are you sure about that? A movie being released that people are interested in?
Yeah, what was it? Let me visit my torrent site here because I'm sure it'll be right up at the top. Oh, yeah, the new Captain America Brave New World was released. And
Oh, right, yeah.
it's got what's his name? David Mackey or something as Captain America, the guy that was Falcon before.
Got Harrison Ford in it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think they de-aged him to like 85 too.
Yeah, he phoned it in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You got the 3D model? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, glove puppet.
Yeah.
They actually got me to do it, What is it? Stick on Harrison's head.
I've heard some people not happy about it already. I'll reserve judgment. I'm not, I don't care.
Oh, I'm just so sick of Marvel movies. Sorry. Can't be bothered.
The Marvel TV show where he became Captain America was really good in spots and okay in others. But I do recommend watching it before the movie because it'll put you in why he's Captain America, right? I mean, at the end of what was it? Infinity War, and then they had the Endgame movie. At the end of that movie, very ancient Steve Rogers, watch it if you don't understand, hands Sam the shield and says, "No, it's yours." But Sam has to go through a character arc through the TV show with the Winter Soldier before the movie, right? But
sorry, I switched up when you were talking about Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
about Serenity and shit all the time.
No, Firefly, get it right.
Yeah.
Which you still haven't watched, so shut up. I just find it just like abysmally boring. More comic stuff coming to the screen. Ironically, there hasn't been like a transference going the other way. You don't get like the Steven Spielberg universe comic selection, because I'm sure Schindler's List would make a great comic.
Well,
Saving Private Ryan in illustration form.
Yeah, there is what are they called? It's not a comic, but it's a
graphic novel.
There are ones that are literally like that, right? Oh yeah, God, that's where The Walking Dead comes from, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of good stuff comes from graphic novels. Dark Knight was that was a graphic novel.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. But again, that's still comic book, so what the hell?
yeah, I guess. I during the last few days there when Felix wasn't feeling the best and stuff, we watched the DC animated. We at home, we don't watch Marvel animated. They don't do it for us, but the DC stuff is usually a lot better. So we watched the 3-part series Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you're familiar with the CW TV shows with the Flash and everything, you probably know Crisis and what it is. But to be honest, it was better in the crossover TV shows than it was in the animated movies. It was like phoned in as if they used a speak and spell to do the lines for some people. It was not good. It was so, we're just doing this for money.
I think all these sort of things, it does, like, for me, it reminds me of the Mars bar, the chocolate bar. You remember the Mars bar, the caramel and the nougat, the chocolate coated.
I respect the Mars bar because that family hasn't sold out and they keep it, right?
No, they sold out because what they did. No. I'll tell you why. Because what they do is, we make the Mars bar. Yeah, that's quite famous. So we're going to make Mars bar ice
and play. Yeah,
we're going to make Mars bar ice creams, Mars bar cakes, Mars bars on a stick, Mars bars, little miniature Mars bars, so the mini Mars bars, fun bars.
Reese and everybody does that. If you don't, you're going to lose.
They've all caught. Well, the Mars bar was the first to do it, but then like you say, everybody
in our area.
You can get like an Oreo kind of like tiramisu.
Oreo, you can get Oreos broken into anything, yogurt, ice cream.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like taking your brand and spreading it as far and as wide as you possibly can.
That's in everything now. I mean, you can get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles socks. You can you can get Michael Jordan branded medical enema gloves. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right?
I have to buy the Arnold Palmer condoms. I mean, tell me about it. I know what it's like.
Yeah, you just roll out 3 inches a day, right? It lasts you a week.
What, like they use it like a zip, cigarette papers. Just tie a knot in the end. I mean, once upon a time, a product was a product, right? It was in one place. In one place.
or you could count on the fact that like a hockey company like Bauer was a hockey company. Now they're owned by Nike and they're owned by Coca-Cola and they're owned by, investment firm 42 Alpha. Like, it's ridiculous now, Right?
Yeah. Everything is a brand.
Yeah,
and it's like, how can we spread it?
Yeah, that's why on this show, you'll never, ever see me. I know there's a Coca-Cola fridge, but I got it, for free. And it's red. It matches the flag and stuff. But I don't do brands. And my son doesn't either. We refuse to buy anything that has like the Nike swoosh or the Adidas thing. No way, And it's strange because you can't buy their clothes without their advertising on it, even though people would if it's high quality, right? Like when I'm about to get my glasses any day now. I went into the glasses place. Adidas are on the shelf. I'm like, Adidas sell frames for glasses?
Aren't they for feet?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it, right? And she's like, so what frames do you like? And I was like, well, anything that doesn't have like these brand logos. And she was like,
anything under $10.
Yeah. So no, I didn't care about that so much. I just didn't want to be advertising companies. So she was like, okay, so you don't want this rack, this rack, this rack. And I was like, yes, no way. I still spent a fortune on the damn things,
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, they have $100 frames, $99.99, and you get 2 for 1. And I get some government coverage. So I could have walked out paying a very little bit, but the frames were cheaper than $10 sunglasses, but they cost $100 before they even put fucking lenses in them. I couldn't believe it. I was standing there like, I can't believe I'm going to bend over and take it this hard. It was bad, man. So they ended up being like $300 frames just so that I could put them on and go, oh, that's comfortable. Never mind what they look like. At least it's comfortable.
Yeah. Welcome to the world of glasses.
Oh, I couldn't believe how badly I was being ripped off. I was like, can't you just put lenses in the frames I already have? Because I've got some old, a little bit scratched, but really nice Serengeti frames that I've been wearing for years as sunglasses. And I'm like, couldn't you just put lenses in these? I really like these. No, they have to be the ones of course they do. Right? Well, I was so annoyed.
Oh, you wait till you hit the right to repair on glasses.
Yeah, you know me on that topic, so that's gonna go well.
Oh, a screw's fallen out from my glasses, and they need repair. Oh, that'll be $350. What for a screw?
Yeah. Well, actually, when I was looking up glasses and so on and whatnot, I actually found in a couple of forums, people are like, hey, if you're an automotive type like me, you need to get thread locker and put it on the screws and rebuild your glasses when you get home. And I'm like, well, that's a good idea. And I do have very good precision toolkit, right? But I need the glasses to rebuild the glasses. Now, I actually ordered 2 pairs, one progressives with auto tint and anti-glare, and then super readers for doing this shit that just have anti-glare on them. So I could do it, but to be honest, I'm so scared that the screws are going to be so crappy that even with good drivers, I'll be like, oh, well, I stripped it into a fucking rivet, right? You know?
Yeah, no, you'll be all right. You just make sure you don't lose your glasses while you take the screw out.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that gone? It's
Oh,
on the floor.
I magnetize them before I use them. I have a magnetic layout thing that I use. Oh, yeah. What you do is
you don't want to magnetize your glasses because then when you wear them, it actually attracts the iron molecules in your eyeballs, make you go cross-eyed. That's true. I've heard that on the internet.
Geez, I don't want to be Mongolian.
Must be true. It's something I read on the internet that I just invented. There you go. It'll be on the internet tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. The internet yesterday. That's what we should call ourselves. Hey, we got another donation thing in here. So hold on a minute here. Let me get this set up. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is easy to figure out. Okay. So Darpat in the chat has sent in $28 direct donation for Brit. Woo-hoo! All right. Thanks, Darpat. Awesome direct shout out. And a little bit of siren too. Wait for it. All right. Hey, Darpat, thank you very much. Awesome.
Well done, sausage. Well done.
Yes. See, that was easy because the information I had on the screen, when I did an @DA, it came up and I'm like, oh, there we go. I can suss that out. No problem. Awesome. Thank you. Let me go over and check the big total here. Okay. Survey says, if you know the reference there, Family Feud, right?
Fortunes.
Survey says, yeah.
Family Fortunes, actually.
Okay, Family Feud, but
not the UK. It wasn't.
Yeah, well, you guys said it wrong. That's where I got the name, right? You know, Dick Dawson. So that we're up to $294 to shove over to Brit and Ukraine. I always want to say Brit the Ukrainian, but that's not correct. It's Brit and Ukraine at the Ukrainian mission.
Yeah, that would be very, very strange to have a Brit that's Ukrainian.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense if you fuck it up, right? No. Yeah. On YouTube, it's actually at the Ukraine mission. Yeah, should get that right. Awesome. Oh, yeah, he'll be a stoked dude when he wakes up. That's really cool, everybody.
Yeah, I think he's trying to raise like $700, I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, if we can knock some of that out of the park just in tonight, that's great. I love it.
Maybe we should get him some roller skates as well to help speed him along.
I don't know about that, but
with tank tracks on them, obviously.
Yeah, but Car for Ukraine, Claire in the group there, and Ivan and so on. They have another round of vehicles. It's going to be an Easter thing, so we should probably get Brit in contact to make sure. Because if his group is strolling 20 kilometers, a vehicle be needed, right?
That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah. Right. Because I know the Humvee got struck, right? It's a goner, and the Humvee even as a vehicle, depending on the model, they have this massive hump in the center. So they look huge from the outside, but they don't move as many people as you might think. Unless they're literally like laying on each other and shit, right? So,
yeah, you have to be a close unit for that. Very chummy.
Yeah. Yeah. Put YMCA on the side.
Hummers are an old thing. They're
Humana.
The fact that they end up in like in civil life, like just like people own them as their their SUV car. It's kind of like so. I did actually see one for sale once. And I thought, that's cool. I'd love one of them.
Yeah.
So, 2 miles to the gallon, and
Yeah, even with a diesel,
so
they get
stupid.
nothing. Yeah,
But this was a seaside town, so obviously you just looked under the chassis, and the whole thing was like rotten to shit.
Yeah. It's about the entire center of the vehicle is about to hit the ground, right? But yeah, I mean, even in the movie Cars, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a Hummer when he says, "Lightning McQueen must be found at all costs."
Don't remember that bit.
I've heard that movie many times in my life. My son is a huge fan of Paul Newman, so the original Cars movie gets played a lot.
Did see a very, very interesting comment about Cars. It's a bit strange that what's the old Rust Bucket Toe Mater thing? He actually lives in a scrapyard that's full of bits of cars. That's and he's got a southern accent, and that's the sort of thing you have to find in southern towns. Is
he's a murderer.
He's a murderer. He's just got bodies lying around everywhere.
Yeah, McQueen's lucky that he turned the nice card on him, right? Yeah, I mean, basically, because it's an impound yard, it's almost like the Bates Motel.
Yeah. That's funny.
They screwed that movie series up a bit with the second movie being more about the tow truck being like, kind of like Johnny English, like an oops, I did it right spy or whatever, that didn't really work the best.
Yeah. Can't really remember it very well. I remember the first one, but I've never seen the second one.
The best
I don't even
part
know how
about
many there've been now.
The best part about the second one is that Michael Caine's character is a Volvo P1800. That's cool. That's about it.
For what reason?
Because that was what's his name? Oh God, the guy who played Bond in the 80s.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore drove a Volvo P800 when he was the Saint. Yeah.
God, that's a bloody leap of connections.
Yeah, it is, but that's how I know, yeah. Yeah.
But it was Michael Caine.
It's so cool. Oh my God.
Yeah, but why would Michael Caine's character drive a Volvo because of Roger Moore when he's got no real connection with Roger Moore whatsoever? He's got more connections with Sean Connery than he has with Roger Moore.
That was
he could have been driving a Mini, like you
can't put your greatest spy in a Mini. Now, you can put him in a Volvo P800 to say we're really playing on Roger Moore, but the what's their names that own 007 wouldn't let us, right? Because that's what happened, right? They wanted that to be 007 and the what's their names, the Alberts or the Alperts or whatever their name is that owned it. They were like, "Fuck you, man, no way." Yeah.
Just trying to think what other car connection you can have with Michael Caine.
I want to say Kevin Wildridge in the chat says one of the coolest Volvos ever. No, the only cool Volvo ever. No, that's not actually true because there's the 850R and yeah. But it's a funny joke.
I used to have a lovely Volvo. I can't remember what it was called. It was one of the big estate cars. It was lovely until it broke down.
I figured
then it was a bitch.
The first time I ever seen the name of that car, I just thought it was Swedish for pussy.
Yeah.
When I was a child, that was just a name to ridicule and make fun of.
How's your vulva? Oh, just washed it. It's all wet.
Yeah, I just like, wait a minute. They taught me this in school, and you put it on a car. I'm like, oh fuck. So what else here? We got a little bit of time left. I don't know what to do with myself after. Felix is hoping that I order his supper, but I was trying to keep it cheap and actually make something, you know?
Yeah. What you got?
Well, I could make a burrito night, but then I got a lot of work filling little plastic tubs so that I can unfill them and fill the things, right? You know, I'm not sure that burrito night's going to happen tonight. I think that might be tomorrow night. I'm not sure what we'd have tonight. Oh, there's some chicken breast in the oven. I could do like some buttermilk battered chicken. But then what do I make with it?
Mac and cheese. You normally go to.
Oh, no. Yeah, but I have to make a whole home bake because he won't eat the box crap, right? Yeah, I'm not even sure. Not sure what I could do.
Yeah. You're like me every single bloody day. I start thinking about it like about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, what am I going to make for tea tonight? What am I going to make? And about like 5:30, I still haven't got any idea.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get around to going out and getting stuff, it's too late.
Yeah.
I hate trying to think of stuff to make. I mean, I'm a pretty good cook. I can make all sorts of stuff. You know, that's not a problem.
Me too.
It's just like thinking of what I'm going to do.
Yeah. That's the whole thing right now too. You know, I could, do like a pasta thing. You know, because there's there's some meat out and stuff, but I don't like just using like a jar pasta sauce. I like making a real one.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I did that mistake the other night. We had a spaghetti bolognese, and I had a jar of dough mayo, bolognese sauce in the cupboard. Oh shit! I'll just use it up. It's been sitting there for fucking how many years? I don't know. Because I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
And it's no, it doesn't take any longer.
Yeah.
It's just So I used it and like tasted it. It's like what am I going to do?
No, it's not even good for a sauce base. It's terrible, right?
No, it's just like what do I do to save it? Bit more salt, some sugar, and lots and lots of Worcester sauce to cover it.
See, that jar sauce, the only thing I use it for is like making pizza bagels or pizza toast or something, right?
Yeah, I think the only thing I'll use it for is throwing at people.
Yeah, as a weapon, a weapon of mass destruction, right? Yeah. The Carpesi to the chat says waffles. My son and I had homemade waffles, sausage patties, bacon, and scrambled eggs this morning for lunch, so I can't do it again.
Yeah, and waffles bolognese is disgusting. So
yeah. My son loves a real breakfast. Oh, yeah. I love that smell and all that stuff cooking. Oh, it makes the house amazing.
It makes your heart just clench up.
Oh, yeah. You'd be like working the bacon through, giving it the full Homer Simpson, right? But it's good, But, while I'm making his breakfast, he'll have like some grapes or some cut up cantaloupe. Like I do balance it out. I just don't like, fruit on a breakfast plate. Fuck all that. It just, it gives off water and it should be in its own bowl. It should be in its own thing.
Fruit for breakfast.
Yeah.
Are you European or something? What's going on there?
No, it's just to get a balance, right? Because Felix could literally just go full on carnivore and carbohydrates only, right? Probably because I could do that, right? I mean, I can take really properly old cheddar cheese, proper creamery butter, and sourdough bread. And that's 3 meals in one day for me. And I'm happy. I can't do it 3 days in a row, but literally, I don't even want the lunch meat on it. Like, I just want that really old cheddar on sour. Oh,
I
I love that.
had that story a few weeks back. We never got around to, but there's that guy who was just eating steak and steak cooked in butter and shit like that. And it got to the point where he was actually oozing like clarified butter from his skin.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Well, that's not acne. It's just
yeah. You want a bit more butter on your toast? Sorry, I'll just wipe it with my hand.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys want to see an awesome show where we cook a lot of cool stuff, where you take an average meal but make it way better, help me get a better stove. I'll paint behind it and put it in and make the place look good. And, we'll set the cameras up and do it. Right. Imagine we could get Starsky doing that. He loves food. Right. We could have Yoda do it a little bit. Right. Imagine Yoda bouncing around the kitchen doing some food. Right.
Yeah, I can cook some nice dinners. Yeah. Filming them is a pain in the ass, though, because by the time you get to eating it, it's cold.
Well, when you're filming yourself cooking, what you have to do is set up, film it, ruin it, and then recook it off camera so it's actually good and continue on, right? It's like when a mechanic's trying to show things in and they set up the camera and the angles are awful and they're trying not to bitch about it, and they say, okay, we got that bolt in, the starter's on. Now let's go up top and see where we have to go. And they're like, oh, thank fuck. Yeah. Filming ruins everything. It makes it so much harder, right?
I know it's like on my old channel when I was like building guitars. It's like it takes like 10 times longer.
Oh yeah, because think about it. You want to see it from the point of view of the person doing it. Well, they can't do it from behind the camera, so it's annoying, right? It's really annoying. But it would be fun,
The cooking shows the classic because they tell you how to do it. You put it in the oven for 40 minutes, and they open up the oven and say, "Oh, and here's one we made earlier."
Yeah. James May just did that with something, and he was like, "And through the magic of television, here's one we made earlier." And it was funny. He keeps bursting the bubble, They were making ship's biscuits, the stuff that people would have eaten on like Christopher Columbus's ships, the Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta, or whatever it was called. And
what is it? Just flour and water and baked, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was like the first one was bad, but then they would rebake it to make sure to get the moisture out because it would last longer, and that made it worse. But they would rebake it again, and that would make it even worse. And then they would dip it in this weird fishy stew thing they made. And he dipped it in for an hour and pulled it out. And he's like, I can't even bite this. It was hilarious, man.
You've also got to make sure you put the weevils in it, to wriggle around inside the biscuit.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Waldridge has got it. Yeah, traditionally it was called hardtack. James does say that. Yeah, it's funny as hell, man. It was hilarious.
It's funny about talking about old sailing ships. I've been watching this old series called the Indigenous Line, and I was watching one last night. It was episode 34, Danger Line, and it was talking about the ship was heavily seriously overloaded, and there was this guy Samuel Plimsoll, who was like pointing out that it's really dangerous to take to sea and all this kind of stuff. So at that point I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to look up Samuel Plimsoll and find out a little bit more about him. So I did a Google search on YouTube. sorry, a YouTube search. It's not really a Google search, is it?
Well,
so
it's the same company. I'm sure it's the
same
fucking,
company.
yeah.
So I came to this video. It was like a 5-6 minute video about Samuel Plimsoll, and it talked about his life and his history and his politics and the whole thing about the Plimsoll line. And if you don't know, the Plimsoll line is what you put paint on the side of a ship to make sure that it's not being overloaded. Right. So that's the backstory. So I watched the video and then I look at the comments. There's one comment. I think the thing had like 700 odd views. There was like one comment, and the comment was, "I'm just watching the Eden Line episode 34, Danger Line," and I thought I'd come and have a look for Samuel Plimsoll. And I was like in the comments, going, "Yeah, me the same. I was the same." It's just so funny. Just for a moment, there was like cohesion on the internet where two ships in the night, literally found themselves in the comment section of an obscure video about some guy because of the same reason, the same episode. It was fucking hilarious.
The moment the two idiots meet, kiss and fall in love.
Oh, I don't know about that. You'll have to take me to dinner first and buy me ship's biscuits.
You know what? I'll take you to dinner, and I'll buy you a couple of those fucking Jamaican patties that I bought recently. I swear to God, that was I as a musician years ago around the 90s, I was always tropping up and down Queen Street in Toronto, Queen West. And there's a couple of cool Jamaican spots to get real grub. And they would have Jamaican beef patties and veggie patties, but you would also get the cocoa bread that would go around it. They were so good. And I hadn't had them in years. So I bought a box of them like a month ago. And I got the hot ones, right? And I brought them home and I was so excited. I couldn't get cocoa bread. They don't have that in grocery stores where there's not like real Jamaicans living. But I thought, okay, at least to get the patties, it would be good enough. So I was all excited. I got home. I heated up the oven. I put 3 of them in right on parchment paper to make sure it was all so nice and everything, and got them out of the oven. I wasn't going to microwave them. I wanted that pastry to be nice, right? I took a bite and I was like, oh my God, that sucks. It was like the kind of, that dog was dead for 3 hours before we cooked it in our Korean restaurant, North Korea, that is, it was so bad. And so I don't know what to do with the box. I was thinking, like, should I give them to the neighbor? Oh, I wouldn't want somebody to give me that crap, so I'm just going to throw them away. Fuck it.
Yeah, fling them out for the deer.
No, I wouldn't do that to the deer. We feed them apples and stuff, Yeah.
To the hummingbirds.
Yeah. I mean, if I ever find that same company makes like ackee and codfish or oxtail or something, I tell you what, I'm not fucking buying it. That was the worst. That was a sorry ass example of Jamaican food. And wow, you get a real old school Jamaican mama that knows how to cook, and holy, do they eat well. I'm just saying, wow.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, it's funny. You see a lot of that, especially on the YouTubes, the food reviews and stuff like that, where people are buying like packets of frozen stuff, really, really cheap, and it's whatever it is, it's burgers, whatever, and they're just cooking it. They're just like, right, that's going in the bin. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, and you can just and you can just and it's sometimes the process for cooking them is takes longer than actually doing it from fresh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like take pancakes or waffles.
Oh, pancakes.
Right?
Oh, buy pancake mix. Where you mean
flour, little baking soda, tiny bit, like buying like waffle mix is admitting to yourself that you're just too lazy to buy eggs. I mean, what's the ingredient that you can't get for yourself? I don't get that.
Well, this day and age, it's probably eggs.
If you're American. In Canada, they're still a fair price, right?
They're probably using some kind of like a powdered egg, mix in the pancake mix.
Speaking of eggs, I want to say, who in the live chat buys those super omega, we have modified our chickens to be more like beasts who lay ostrich eggs. I mean, when you see all that shit on the label, don't you think to yourself, but they're chickens and they're just laying eggs? I mean, as long as the chickens have a nice life, not just like a tiny cage, and they're fed good food, not crappy food. Isn't that what I need? Don't I? Why do you have to go omega-3, yada, yada, and blah, blah? I just look for the ones that say, these eggs these chickens live a free-range, healthy life. Okay, I'll give you $1 more. And when I crack them open, the yolk is that deep, lovely color. And I love it, right? I don't get that, all that, pseudoscience shit. Is it pseudoscience that they put on the labels? I mean, it's just...
Yeah, well, it might as well be. I mean, also, it's probably lies anyway. It's not. They're not as free range as you think they are. But
that's true. But as long as, even if they can just walk 6 feet back and forth when they're on their phone, pacing because they have to pay their cable bill or something, right?
Yeah.
But
I want a video call with that chicken to find out. I want to know for real. But yeah, it's kind of like funny because you can buy like packets of eggs, like 36 eggs for £2, or you can buy like really a pack of 6 eggs for like the same price, or more.
Yeah, you can pay
the range of price of eggs is amazing.
$17 for 6 eggs because they were laid by the golden hens. Yeah, that's fine. Are they actually any better? Right?
Yeah, you got to stop buying Gwyneth Paltrow eggs though.
They have the faint smell of burnt wax to them.
Yeah, I know. I'm constantly trying to figure out with eggs, because you buy
I don't know where to go,
or the cheaper ones.
So what I do is
sometimes they just taste the same. They're just exactly the same.
What I do is I go to the free range ones because I always get that darker, deeper yolk. And if you're like me, I love light, fluffy scrambled eggs. I always dop a little bit of hot sauce, Louisiana Franks, whatever your taste is,
Cheeky.
And I put a little bit of whole milk in there to make sure that there's, I think it has something to do with proteins and the way they break up but stay fluffy, right? I'm not really sure,
Put a milk in, yeah.
But and oh dear Lord, are they awesome. Now, if you just get the regular eggs, for me, are about $1 cheaper a dozen. The yolks are really pale, and it looks like the kind of thing that you're fed at a truck stop. And so I always step up a little bit, but I never go for all those, these eggs will make you grow a third testicle and impregnate everyone you come within 6 feet of. I don't,
That's Elon Musk.
Yeah, well, he likes Omega, right?
Well, that's the name of his new daughter, isn't it?
Man, that guy in names. Frank, like literally, when Frank Zappa died, he was like, I'm going to outdo that guy. Why? that kid that picks his nose while riding his dad like a monkey or an ape or whatever?
What, in the Oval Office?
Yeah. When he's 35 years old and starting to run Microsoft for his first round of CEO, he's literally going to take his dad and lock him in a dungeon and have Elvira beat him half to death with a fucking studded whip,
My daddy bought me a train set. It's the United States Railway Services.
Yeah.
My daddy bought me a car. It's the Ford Motor Company.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. They dug up the original Henry Ford and turned his skeleton into a robot driver butler. Right.
No, they just put it on a big spit so he could be turning in his grave constantly.
I gotta say, you gotta say though. Speaking of Ford. I got to applaud their CEO, because unlike the spineless bitch that's running GM and the foreign entity that owns Chrysler, Ford have repeatedly said how bad this round of tariffs is going to be to the automotive industry, because how intertwined both Canada and Mexico are to so-called American cars. I can't wait for rednecks to wake up and go to the dealership and go, wait a minute, my Ford F-150 just went up $17,000. I can't wait for that day, and it's coming quick.
Yeah, but I bet it doesn't affect the price of your Teslas and your Cybertrucks.
I wouldn't doubt that we're going to get an announcement within the next couple of weeks, but I think they will put it off a little bit, that SpaceX is getting X amount of money for contracts, and Starlink will be as well. And Tesla is going to be getting their green credits to buy their cars back en masse from the government. Like, buying a Tesla versus any other pure electric car is going to get you a better deal thanks to the government. I predict all three very soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way that crooked son of a bitch put 270 whatever million dollars into electing Trump without expecting a return, because return on investment, ROI, is the only thing a billionaire understands. Well, except for NDA clauses because you fucked the wrong girl. But that's another thing.
The other thing was the whole Doge thing, him going through, and they basically dismissed all the legal people who had
get in the way of this. Yeah.
No. Just things that are already in action. He had legal cases at SpaceX about employment. He had legal cases against them. You know,
FAA.
Just shitloads. Shitloads of legal cases against him. They're all gone now because they fired the people who were like challenging.
Yeah.
And what a surprise.
And as the mega people have told you, the replacements are not based on DEI, but meritocracy. And that's why we have the junior JFK guy who talks like he's already got a cancer kazoo. That's why we have the little deep-throating bimbet as the one that takes the podium to talk to you. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, what's his name? Hegseth or whatever, over there making himself look like an idiot in Munich right now. He has... God.
And Vance doing the same thing.
Yeah, the two of them are obviously there because they're qualified for their job.
Yeah. so it's probably the biggest DEI hire in American government for years.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to say, JD Vance, what is your true qualification to be so close to President Trump? Well, I don't have a gag reflex and I can swallow without tape, because that is an honest answer, right?
Yeah. And my girlfriend, the couch, can't, talk back, can't sue me.
Yeah. I can take corduroy in the face for 30 minutes without rug burn,
But he's got such pretty eyes. Fucking morons.
Oh, it's bad, man. I love it how DEI is so to blame, and almost everybody that Trump has appointed has zero credibility, experience, or anything to be in the position. We're going to have a meritocracy, JD Vance says. Well, he stands there literally in his own, like he's got the angel and the devil on his shoulder, and both of them are going, dude, you got nothing.
The devil's even leaning in saying, come on, you're coming in a bit strong here, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Bitch, I can't help you with this. You're on your own.
You got to teach me some lessons.
I've been trying for 12 millennia to sell bullshit like that. I don't know, man. So let's see here. Let me double check all of our accounts and notifications and stuff because it was a very active night. We got to give everybody a big shout out there. Here, a huge round of applause to everybody because that was a really good night. You know, I think that we did some real good there. Let me just log in here and see. Yeah. We're that close to sending $300. We're that close to sending $300.
How close?
Well, as close as you could be to putting your foot down on an original Dodge Viper and not dying as you go around a corner. We're that close, you know.
Well, about 6 feet.
Yeah. Well, it's if you're talking about throttle position, it's about 2 degrees.
Yeah.
So let's see here. It's 1:51 live. We shouldn't go too much longer. Remember, if you came over from the original channel and you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, get it done.
Get it done, you naughty people.
Yeah. And give us a shout on social media. Though, you know, clicking like on the video, that's helpful.
Comments
after it gets popped up as after the live, they help a lot. But giving us a share on social media is the kind of thing that makes YouTube go, oh, you've got viewers coming in from other platforms. You're stealing eyeballs from our competitors. We like that a lot. It's literally the most powerful thing you can do for smaller YouTubers that you like content for. Click the share button. Don't click the URL and share it. You've got to click the share button because it has a different URL that tells YouTube that somebody shared your content out. That's the key to it. And I don't know. What else should we say? If you play hockey, you should wear penis protection because those guys always go for the nuts.
Especially if you're a woman.
Oh, yeah.
You sexist. Women play hockey too.
Yeah, but still, it's right for the nuts.
Yeah, they got bigger balls than the guys have.
When it comes to what's her name, Haley Wickenheiser, a female hockey player that led Canada to a couple of gold medals and whatnot. Actually, yeah, she does have bigger fucking nuts than most of the boys. Oh, yeah. She was like female Wayne Gretzky, and I don't say that lightly. Holy fuck, can that chick play hockey? I got a shout out here. It's none other than Heather Wiley for $6.66 to the Brit Fund. That will take us to the $300 mark right there. So what do you think about them marbles? Apples, dominoes, beavers?
Don't get me thinking on beavers.
Volvos?
Definitely don't get me thinking on that. Now I've got Volvos and beavers in my head.
Well, fry them with kippers. Lovely. Hey, I got another one here. Slick 666 in the chat.
Hey, wait a minute. I could do
Slacks 666. Okay, hold on. I'll say
we got slacks
666 in the chat for $35 direct donation
Again?
to the Brit Fund. Oh yeah.
He's been down the back of the sofa pulling out all those coins that are down there. Found some more.
If you find JD Vance in the back of that sofa, get a letter opener in there and finish the job. Slicks, huge shout. Thank you very much. Into the fund it goes. Yeah. We should say something. What? Consumer
advicey?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
I got nothing.
I got one. Don't buy a Chinese knockoff sex robot doll because you may give the app to your partner. So while you're away, you can still play, but somebody could hack in and you don't really know who you're fucking. I'm not sure that's going to be pertinent to everyone, but it's good advice.
It's not the best advice you've given out there. I've just got to say,
How about if your partner doesn't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy
or dandy.
Keep
your stick.
No. Keep a positive outlook as you watch what's about to unfold in world politics. It's going to be so hard. But I do believe that if the world unites against the madness that's coming at us, we might be okay in the long run. And of course, keep your stick on the ice.
Hey, but apart from all that, there's good news. There's an asteroid that's going to come and hit us. So don't worry about it, because it'll all be over soon.
I already have a fix for that. You see, I went to the store and got a badminton racket. Yeah. I'm gonna stream it live. I'm just gonna show everybody this is how you deal with that crap.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stand there in the middle and go, take me.
That's all your wife won't answer. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night, you shitty buggers. See you soon.
Thanks for donating for Brit for Britain, Ukraine, at the Ukraine mission.
It was very kind of you. It wasn't me, but it was all those other cool people in the chat that did it.
Well, see, they were actually who I was talking to. But,
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So less of you, more of them. Less of you, more of them.
Like you want in the future shows.
And worms are only good for food if you're a bird.
Or tequila.
Oh, that's true.
And they're not good for that either.
Why do you put a worm in the tequila? That's so weird.
There's one way to go. Yeah. That's how I want to die. Just somebody in a bottle of tequila.
They don't put a kilt in a bottle of Scotch whiskey.